Federal Ministry of Interior in Nigeria has said that about 70% of the materials used to produce bombs by known state actors or terrorists are shipped into the country as fire service equipment. This was made known during the week when the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, paid a courtesy call on the Ministers of Interior, Foreign Affairs and Federal Capital Territory in Abuja. According to the news releases made available by Brigadier General Tukur Gusau, the Defense Acting Director of Information, the Chief of Defense Staff (CDS) General Christopher Gwabin Musa on the 21st of March 2024 paid a courtesy call to the Honorable Minister of Interior, Dr. Olubunmi Tunji Ojo at the Interior Ministry Headquarters, Abuja. Speaking during the visit, the CDS commended the minister for introducing an enhanced change to the process of acquiring passports in Nigeria, describing it as a great achievement. According to the CDS, the changes are visible for people to see, while noting that the minister is a true Nigerian that means well for the country. He suggested that the National Population Commission should work together with the Ministry of Interior to ascertain true numbers of Nigerians for close monitoring. In his response, the Minister of Interior, Dr. Tunji Ojo, described the CDS as a round peg in a round hole, adding that General Musa's leadership style is reason the military is winning the war. He further called for lasting solutions to Nigeria's porous borders and for a need for a collaboration between the Nigeria Immigration Services and the Armed Forces of Nigeria. The minister disclosed that about 70% of bomb-making materials are brought to the country under the disguise of fire service equipment. He further maintained that Border Community Development Agency should collaborate with AFN and the Ministry of Interior as the support of the locals is strategically needed to secure the nation. The minister also said, "We have the most dedicated armed forces in the world." The minister seeks for collaboration in terms of training of its special forces. He noted that the AFN is fully stretched. The Interior Ministry spokesperson, Ozoya Imohimi, in an earlier news release indicated that the Minister of Interior, Olubunmi Tunji Ojo, also called for a synergy between the paramilitary and the military in terms of equipment, training and operational assistance to combat insecurity in Nigeria. He reiterated the need for cooperation for common good of the country. The minister also sought for similar synergy with the Border Communities Development Agency, realizing that communities at the borders are key to generating security intelligence. He added that leveraging on that would forestall occurrence of any security breach. Dr. Tunji Ojo expressed concern that if the country's security architecture does not solve the problems of the country's border, the Nigerian armed forces would continue to be overstretched. He said the Ministry of Interior would want to collaborate with the military to make Nigeria Immigration Service the first form of defense at the border. The minister would want the special force of NIS to be trained under the military. However, the minister thanked the military for the wonderful services rendered to Nigerians, even having to lay down their lives for the unity and peace of the nation. He assured the Chief of Defense Staff that the Ministry of Interior is ready for collaboration with the military. On his part, the Chief of Defense Staff, General C.G. Musa, said he was at the ministry to brainstorm with the minister because of his love for the peace of the country. He said despite the successes made in the fight against terrorism, more people gain entrance to the country because of the porosity of the borders. The Chief of Defense Staff said with the partnership with the Ministry of Interior, the only trend would be nipped in the bud. General Musa said the National Population Commission should work with Nigeria Immigration so that everybody in Nigeria can be accounted for. The Defense News release also indicated that, as part of his efforts to collaborate with key government institutions, the Chief of Defense Staff (CDS) General Christopher Gwabin Musa on the 22nd of March 2024 paid a courtesy call to the Honorable Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Yusuf Maitama and Minister of the Federal Capital Territory Administration (FCTA), Barrister Nyesom Wike respectively. Speaking at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the CDS commended the minister for providing effective foreign policy directives for the nation. General Musa assured the Minister of the Armed Forces of Nigeria, AFN, readiness to partner with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to discharge its core functions. In his response, Ambassador Toba, commiserating with the Armed Forces of Nigeria, AFN, over the recent Delta killing, commended the AFN for their role in securing the nation, while calling for an enhanced and strong military in Nigeria to stabilize the sub-region. Speaking at the FCT Minister's office, the CDS commended the minister for his sterling performance since assumption of office. He added that things has begun to work and take shape in FCT within the short time of the appointment of Barrister Wike as FCT Minister. General Musa also described the FCT as a mega city that attracts the good, bad and ugly. He subsequently assured the minister of more security support within Abuja and a cordial working relationship with the other security agencies in FCT. The CDS informed his host that the military is building a rapid response team that will involve ground troops and air support helicopters to support the police in combating crime in the FCT. In his response, the minister of FCT, Barrister Nyesom Wike, thanked and commended the CDS for his leadership style. He also condoled with the families of the deceased and the entire armed forces over the recent killings of officers and soldiers in Delta State. He described the incidents as barbaric and uncalled for. He pledged to support the families of the deceased soldiers to redeem their pains. The minister further added that the FCT administration will support security agencies in FCT with drones, vehicles, and logistics to help fight crimes in the FCT. He also said, the FCT will build a center called FCT Rapid Response that will work jointly with the military and other security agencies to address security challenges in our nation's capital.
Osazuwa Kang Radio, bringing you the news in a more digital way.